Good morning. Today I will be talking about leg length differences. So if you have one leg that's shorter than the other. There are two types of differences. There's structural and functional. I will first explain structural leg length differences. That's when one leg is actually shorter than the other. So maybe the thigh or the femur or the lower leg or the tibia, one of those two are the actual bone is shorter than the other side, and it's causing a different leg length. It can also be caused through surgeries on your hips or knees. That's causing a little bit of a difference there. And then something like that is corrected with a lift. So you put that inside your shoe and it lifts up the shorter leg so that it is in line with the longer leg. Ways that you can develop a structural leg length difference is a major fracture to your legs when you're, in general, or especially when you're growing, maybe to the growth plate and it stunts some of the growth on the one side. It could, like I said before, it could be from a surgery. It could be from even genetics, and that can cause one leg to be shorter than the other. The other leg length difference is functional, and that is when there's something else happening and causing the hips to come out of alignment. So that could be maybe one side is tighter than the other, the muscles are tighter and it pulls the hips out. It could be that one side's weaker, so and that can also pull things out. It can also be coming from your feet. So if your arches are slightly different, or the way that your feet are, so one foot is rolling out a little bit more, one's rolling in, that can create a bit of a difference. Now, the difference can also be stemming from something else and then exaggerated or increased by the foot. So sometimes the feet can try to adapt. Let's say the right leg is a little bit shorter. The right leg might have a little bit of a higher arch to naturally try and increase that shorter leg. Or it could be maybe it's overworked on that side and then it collapses more and that exaggerates that side. To determine if you have a functional versus a structural difference, there are a few tests you can do. One of the best ways to actually find out is to do some imaging, and that will determine if it's structural versus functional. But the exact amount for structural, it's hard to really determine because there's always there's some degree of error when you're imaging your bones. A lot of times they're putting different images together and there is a degree of error for that. So there are some little tests that you can do to try and determine the appropriate amount. But what's also included in that is if you have a structural difference and you're putting a lift in for the full amount, that might be too much because the body may have compensated over the years, and there's some functional differences causing the legs to maybe even themselves out or just other differences. So your body may not be able to handle the full correction. So all of this to say, there could be different ways that your legs are different lengths, and it might not be needed to be corrected with a heel lift. So places you can go is as a podorthist, we look at the leg length and either correct with can correct with a lift, or by correcting the feet so that they are in line with each other and not causing differences between one side or the other. You can also go to like a physiotherapist or a chiropractor, and they may be able to deal with functional differences that are related to maybe alignment at the hips or higher up, or even with different muscle imbalances that might be present. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and I would be happy to help.